Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Rush Racing League Division 1 at the lovely Emilia Romagna circuit in Imola, which is where the real Formula 1 is today. So look at that. We've timed that to perfection. So yes, it's going to be a very, very good night. Looking forward to tonight. I think this is going to be a very interesting race. I can't stand the track. No, the drivers who are on track are going to make this a lot of fun. I am your host and commentator, SJ, tonight, and I'm joined by the man who won his first ever race in Rush Racing League last week in Brazil. It's Squash Josh.
Thank you, SJ. Thank you for that lovely little dust up there, mate. But much appreciated. I'm looking forward to tonight. Looking forward to seeing how this race unfolds.
Yes.
It's going to be a night full of track limit warnings and hopefully not too many pens, but time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell indeed. And I've been wanting to show this off all night, and I'm going to show it now. So drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Reign Supreme graphic, which I have got created today. And this is what we are fighting at the moment. So it is on your screens at the moment. You should see 3-1. Who will reign supreme? So we have Imola, Baku, and Silverstone. And as you know, Chandler's is leading the way with 217 points. In P2 is Alpha Gully in the McLaren with 196. And then there is in third place with Jono with 176. What a battle between these three drivers. They cannot make any mistakes tonight or within the next three races, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely not, SJ. We're getting down to the pointy end of the season now, and at this point in time, every point counts more than ever. All it's going to take is one silly mistake, and these guys can ruin their championship battle. So, the pressure's on, just keen to see these guys out on track and see what they've got.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there you go. There's the graphic. Let's go straight to the paddock and let's see what we've got happening tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is going to work, go to plan, because I have cleared the computer. I have done everything I can. Please say it's not going to lag like anything. Oh, God, it is lagging already. I do not know what is wrong with this computer. I just need nothing on Wi-Fi at all. And then hopefully it will work eventually. But right, we are in the paddock, and we've got a very, very interesting lineup tonight of drivers. We've got Zosk in the Visa Cash App. Not what I say reserving, he is reserving for that team tonight. We've then got Steg in the McLaren, Mash Jr. Reserving for the Ferrari, Keefe in the Kick, Jono in the Ferrari, Yusuf reserving for McLaren, Illyrian in the Visa Cash App, G-Force Nick in the Haas, Lamb reserving for the Williams, driving up tonight from Division 2. He's done it a lot this season. Then we've got Hado in the Haas as well. He is reserving up, and he's been doing a lot this season as well from Division 2. And
he's just invalidated.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, no, he invalidated. God, Hado. Oh, no. Oh, dear. That looked like a good lap, too, up until that point. And look, SJ, that's a perfect example of what we've got to be watching out for tonight, mate. These track limits, as we know, are a little bit
OTT.
Let's say sensitive this year at this track. Really unfortunate there for Hado. It's just giving us a perfect example of what not to do.
No, definitely. And I'll just continue with the rest of the remaining. Apollo Pepsi, a brand new driver. Welcome to Rush, mate. Welcome to the family. All the best tonight. He's driving for the Kick, reserving for Lexi tonight. But then we've got Nail Jura. He's back on track. We know this reserve driver is phenomenal in the Red Bull and has had a fantastic season. Aiden's Raiden reserving up tonight as well from Division 2 in the Alpine. JF7 doing the same in the Aston. Angelo D'Artensio in the Williams. Welcome to Rush, mate, and all the best. Very, very quick driver. Heard a lot about him. We've got championship leader in Chandler's in the Alpine. A lot riding on him tonight, and he needs a very, very good qualifying and also a good race tonight. Then we've got the man himself, the defending champion of Campbell Adams in the Mercedes, and his teammate reserving up tonight in his new team. This is his second race now in the new team. Is Shifty Wizard in the Merc. Oh, let's see if we
Yeah,
can
it's like you said earlier, it's a mixed grid. So
Okay. Sorry, just someone saying your
yeah,
mic's
we'll
cutting
see
out.
how we go.
Just saying your mic's cutting out a little bit. That's all. Bolt's just mentioned it in there.
Oh, is it?
All good.
Okay, look, what I'll be able to do is...
Hope the stream's okay, guys. I know it may be lagging a little bit. I'm doing my best. But yeah, that's all I've got at the moment. So, setting the pedigree already. Jono taking pole position with a 1:14.558. G-Force Nick taking P2 with 1:14.752. We've got 12 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, remember, we have Q1, Q2, Q3. It's going to be a very, very interesting night. Looking forward to it. What do you think of the times we're going to see here tonight, Josh, from these guys?
Look, I think tonight's going to be a pretty standard, presuming there's no safety cars, I think we're going to see the stock standard medium to hard. You know, like, that can change. All it takes is one safety car, and that can all mix it up. But I'd imagine most of these guys have gone for the balanced tyre selection this afternoon.
Yeah, we have. We're seeing a few guys on those medium combatants of Steg and also Yusuf, both McLarens there. So we'll have to see how they go. We've got a lot more times coming through. So Keithy, Jono, and Aiden is rating us in the pedigree at the moment with the top three. We've got two guys. Actually, we've got one guy on an outlap. So we've got Zosk, and I'll let you take it away. Josh, on board with Zosk in the Visa on his lap. Over to you.
Oh, let me just jump down. As we flick through turn one, it's so easy to invalidate there. You know, you've got those silly little yellow sausage curbs there, and then now through the turn at the next couple of corners, as he goes purple through sector one, nice and calm. We go around the hairpin, up the hill. Again, coming up to another corner where it's very easy to just get that. You get your line slightly wrong here, and he gets the double shift and he runs wide and invalidates. There you go. It's as easy as that tonight, SJ. And I dare say he'll back off and protect the tyres and go for another run.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Zosk. And
who else have we got coming round on a lap?
And that's what we're going to see, isn't it, tonight? We are
got a couple of Mercs.
A lot of those invalidations.
We are. Looks like Shifty's just come through, finished his lap.
We've got three more. We've got Yusuf, Lamb, and Apollo Pepsi. So I'm happy to jump on board with one of these if you pick which one you want. We'll jump on board with them.
Let's jump on board with Yusuf. He's coming around. He's coming around the final corner now, and he's about to start his lap. So take it away, SJ.
Okay, so I don't know many of the corners or the track names here, so just bear with me. Let's just go for it. Starting with the DRS, coming down up to the main straight, going into turn one. This is where we're going to see a lot of these battles start in this race as well, which is going to be very interesting. He is glitching everywhere at the moment, so hopefully that does get better. Burning a nice little part of the ERS there, keeping within the track limit. It's so difficult here and so easy. Just moving over one of those white lines will invalidate your track. I don't know what is wrong with this track. It is just what it is. But unfortunately, Division 1, you decided to vote for this track. So this is what we're doing. Coming into Sector 2 now. This is the downhill part. Then giving an incline up to the uphill part, getting onto the curb. Not easy to lose the back end, can be. Then we're coming into the double chicane. This is the hardest part, I find, of this track. Very easy to invalidate. You really need to ride against both curbs there, getting a nice exit, and he did get a very good exit. Now coming to the last part, you can really make time up here, especially in these last couple of corners here, especially on this corner. I think it's I can't think what it's called, but he's using all the track limits, going to cross the line, burning a little bit of ERS, and he goes P2 with 1:14.293. Not a bad lap from Yusuf on the mediums as well, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. That's an impressive time on the mediums. 1:14.2. So I think we'll see some. I think we'll see the track ramp up a little bit as we get sort of into the back end of quali, but not an quite an impressive opening account there for Yusuf.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Oh, 1:14 with on the mediums. That's a very very good time there. And I've just got to do something because one of my programs is not working. So just bear with me a second. I've got to
Yeah, no
just see.
problems. What have we got? We've got Apollo coming around on his lap. I don't know. No, it looks like he's just on an out lap. So just bumps over the chicane curbs there. What have we got? Okay, so Zox has dived into the pits. He's back out on an out lap. We've got Alpha Gully just warming his tyres along with JDI on his out lap.
There we go. Back.
So we've still got five drivers here, SJ, to settle laps. So I dare say we're going to see some fairly rapid times come through. I'm actually going to jump on board with Campbell for his first flying lap tonight.
Yeah, and he's just about to finish, and we do know that it's Campbell Adams'
No,
favourite.
no, no. Oh, there you go. Look at that, a 13.4.
13.4, and then Angelo behind him
Um,
is a 13.7. So they're the two in the 13s at the moment. Interesting to see there from the Williams driver and Campbell Adams in the Mercedes. And we know that this man is extremely quick. Steger's actually invalidated, and Zosk as well is on an outlap. So JF7, he is going to be the last one to set a time. Nope, Steger's setting a time as well.
yeah, I was just going to say, Steg's just started his first flyer.
Interesting to see. And Yusuf in a very good position on those mediums. Probably will not need to go out again. It's an early 1:14s, and those guys have got a late 13.7 and a mid or early 13.4 as well. So a very, very good time there from the front two. Niall, Yusuf, Chandler's, Keithy could be okay.
Oh, Steg has just invalidated.
Oh,
He's cut the corner coming into Aqua Millerano.
there you go.
Millerano, I think. I'm not sure.
Great pronunciation, Josh.
Yeah.
Great pronunciation, mate.
Oh, look, that's an old memory from watching some Tom 97 videos. So Aqua Millerano. I don't even know.
Aqua
I give
Millerano?
up. I'm gonna.
Oh, keep going.
I'm gonna do some googling while we're here. So look, he's backed off and he's diving into the pits. So he wants a fresh set of boots before we flying lap.
Here we go. We've also got Jono put it into P3 with 1:14 flat. So not far off the 13s there. Niall Jouer on an outlap as well. He's in P4. Really, really good start there. It's actually 5 different constructors. There's actually, wow. There's 8, 7, yes, 8 different constructors in the top 8. 8. You've got Zoc
Yeah, wow.
in the
Wow.
Visa,
So it's
Keithy in the kick, Chandler's in the Alpine, Yusuf in the McLaren, Red Bull, Niall, Jono Ferrari, Angelo Williams, and Merck Campbell.
yeah, absolutely, mate. It's
Still waiting on
it's really good
quality
to see that
updates on the
mix.
stream.
And
I can't.
yes,
I
okay.
can't.
So I've nailed Aqua Minerali is the name where Alpha Gully has validated Aqua Minerali. So it's kind of cool. I'm just having a look here at the names. They've kind of grouped them into sections depending on where the corners are. So like your final 2 corners turn 17, 18 are Ravazza. So yeah. Anyway, a little bit of Imola trivia there. Oh,
That's
don't
it.
get in the
That's the
way! Don't
last
get in the
corner, isn't it?
way!
That's the last corner in
Oh.
Sector 3. That's the last corner in Sector 3.
Did we just see? Yes, yeah, Ravazza are the final 2 corners. the double right-hander, where the game loves to invalidate you, even
Yeah,
if you're on the track.
Yeah, it is. It is Sector 3 Revats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, well, we've got a few guys still to set times at the moment. It looks like we're going to lose 2 guys currently at the bottom. And it looks like it's either going to be, well, it could be 3 guys. Is it 3? Yeah, it will be 3. Mash, Lamb, and Stig in a little bit on the pickle at the moment. And this is big
Campbell's
news.
called it early. Sorry to cut you off there, SJ, but Campbell has just retired very early, so he's confident.
Yeah, he's in the 13s. But going over at Stig at the moment, P18 down there in Imola, not what he wants. And he's going to be running out of time as well, so he's definitely going to want to get this lap to a T here. He's got 2 minutes to go, and it's at him, Lamb, and Mash at the moment going out in Q1. Shifty down there as well in P15. Not the best start for him also, so he could get pulled into that as well. And maybe Apollo Pepsi and maybe Hado. But I think Hado looks to be safe at the moment with that 1:15.3. Let's have a look at Steg in P18 at the moment. He's done a 24 flat in Sector 1. I've got no idea what improvement he needs to do. But yeah, because he hasn't set a time. So this is going to be interesting. I'm just going to look at Mash at the moment, because Mash is now coming through to Sector 1. Let's see if he's up or down on his time, as these will probably be the last flying laps for these guys, as Angelo decides to retire as well, so they've called it. 1 minute 43, so yeah, this will be the last time. We won't see these guys go out again. Mash Jr. coming into Sector 2. Is he up or down on his time? He gets a little bit wide there and a little bit nervous coming down the hill. Now he's coming up the hill. This is the part where you have to nail it. And he's right onto the curb there. No invalidation. So they've got away with it. A second up on his time. Just under a second. It's very, very quick. And he's invalidated. He's done. He's actually done it. He's
no.
So...
Alpha Gully's been feeling that pressure there as well, SJ. He's only just done a 14.7, which it could put him at risk here.
Mash is out.
You know, you've got 5 drivers behind him that could all improve here. So this is going to be interesting to watch. I know Lamb's very warmed up for this one. He's just finished a race in another league around Imola, so he's very familiar with the tracks. So I'm just going to jump on board with him, see what he's got in the tank tonight.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens there. We've got Hado down there in P15. He's invalidated. He looks like he could be going out. Shifty Wizard down there in P16. Illyrian has retired or into the pits, so he's called it. So Mash is done. Mash is definitely out. Lamb is going to be the next one. So we could see some big names dropping out of Q1. And this is a track. I'm not a fan of this track. I just do not like this track. When I drove it last time, we did a 100% race here. You had to be on eggshells because of track limits, you know. And every single driver got track limits too when I done that race. So this could be the key.
Yeah, it's an absolutely brutal, this track on F124. So Lamb has just sealed his deal. And
wow.
Look, I think he needs to go and jump in the shower, have a cold shower, get himself washed, and then come back for the race. So he's got a little bit of time now just to go away and think about what he's done.
Oh, Hado's been dropped into the top bottom 16. And Shifty Wiz has gone above Illyrian. Illyrian and Shifty just making it through there. 1:14.9 and Illyrian 1:15 flat. So very, very close there. But some big names out of this quality.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's not ideal to see, but you know, look, someone's got to go out. Unfortunately, as we duck into Q2.
Yeah, we do.
Be interesting to see how much this track ramps up. What do you think the cutoff time's going to be, SJ, for making it into Q3? What's your guess?
I'm going to go 1:14.5.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna guess a 114.3.
I think 114.5. You know, then Keith is doing a 114.3 at the moment, and then Apollo is a 114.6. So I'm going to go with a 114.5. I think it's probably the closest.
Yeah, okay.
Um, All right, as we do have a few interviews coming in for elimination, which we'll jump on board with in a second. But yeah, I'll just run you through the classifications when they're coming through. Going into Q2, but we have the likes of Campbell, Angelo, and Niall take out your top three there. Yusuf, a very, very impressive Q1 there on the mediums. Great, great job from him. Then we got a little bit further down, then unfortunately we have lost Hado, Mash, and Lamb. Unfortunately, not the best of times there. But we'll have a little bit of a chat with him. Illyrian and Shifty just making it through there, a 114.9, a 115 flat, and we will get on board with Q2. But on that, we do have Mr. Hado in, Josh, from Haas.
Yeah, he's just jumped in. So, Hado, oh, well, first of all, mate, can we ask for an update for the weather? Obviously, Q2's just kicked off. Looks like they've got a bit of rain falling. Was there much rain or any rain predicted for the race?
So not for the race, but it was a predicted wets Q2 and 3.
Ooh, okay, excellent. Well, thank you for that. Mate, talk us through your lap. I know you've just finished another league race around Imola, so I thought you'd be a little bit more warmed up than that, but looks like you just had a bit of trouble there, mate.
Oh no, it's these track limits. They are the worst thing ever. The graded turn 1, 2, the same I had every other time, and this one lap it's just taking me out. So
Yeah, it's brutal. They're so unforgiving here. So we can excuse you for that, but I guess that gives you a little bit of time now to just sort of reset and refocus for the race. Have you got a race plan moving forward?
finish
Finish.
hopefully.
I mean, look, that's a
Um,
good start. That's a good start.
I I really, it's got to avoid the penalties, really. I think if you avoid the penalties, you should be right.
Yeah,
Like it is with every track, but especially Imola. We all know how bad they are, so you might see an average of 12 seconds tonight.
yep, yep. It's going to be brutal. And do you want to give us a bit of insight into your tyre scrap moving into the race, or is that top secret?
So I'm going to use the tyres if it's dry, and if it's wet,
Okay.
I might chuck
Oh,
on the intermediates.
all right. Yeah, I mean, look, that's good to see that you've made some logical choices there, mate. But I won't push you too much for any more of that top secret info. But mate, it's looking like the track's pretty dry here at the moment. SJ, everyone has jumped out on these soft tires, so I think the track must be looking like it's going to deteriorate as we see Zox, the last person hits.
Awesome.
Oh, you there? Yeah, SJ.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just Hado, you've obviously got your teammate of G4 Nick. You feeling confident that you can go into Q3?
Yeah. Hopefully, if he can get this lap in on time before it gets into his territory, it should be set in stone, really. So whoever are the first ones to set their time, they should be right. Which I think Nick is the first one or leading car to do so. So hopefully he doesn't invalidate. I don't want to curse it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's looking a
Yeah,
bit dodgy out there already.
I was just about to say that, Hader. You've taken the words out of my mouth. I'm just on board with Campbell, and he is very lively on the back end.
Mm.
So I can only imagine that it's just getting more and more slippery out there.
I think these three cars that are still in the pits have made the right choice, really.
You
They
could be
just
right there, mate.
if there's a 17 here or like high 20, yeah, Inter should
Yes,
be
yeah.
faster.
There you go.
Yeah.
We've got our fastest lap pop through as a 121. So yeah, absolutely. I think you're on the money there, mate. Look, I'll leave you with SJ for any further questions. If not, we'll well, there you go. just unrivaled skill at the moment, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Big question for you. Obviously, this season, Division One has been up and down, as we know, with the drivers and obviously Division Two drivers jumping up, and we really appreciate that and take off the hat to you, even though it is a struggle. You know, there is some seriously rapid guys on the grid, and obviously some new ones, which has been great. Has it improved your racing going forward by taking part in these Division One races as a driver?
Oh, look, it's hard to say really. I'm not the fastest, so I'm not up there with everyone else. I'm down the back most of the time. I get collected in incidents in Division 1 and 2, so I haven't really had the best of seasons to compare. I know I can say last season it was better for me, but this season, you know, I just haven't been all there for either division, so I'm just gonna
Gearing
hold
up for
off
25?
any comments about hold out for comments about and leave it for 25.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, definitely, because obviously tonight is Imola, and then obviously your main race for your division is tomorrow, Suzuka. How are you feeling? How's the atmosphere in the house garage with the rest of the guys for tomorrow at Suzuka? Because it's not an easy track, as we
Yeah,
know.
look, it's looking good. I know. I'll be right around there. It's one of my better tracks. I do have a quali band though, so I'll be taking it real slow into turn one. With that really weird turn one, it's flat out till turn two, so it's going to catch them out. So hopefully, you know, if there's no rain, really I should be right. I know Josh is definitely hoping for rain.
Absolutely, mate. Without a doubt.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, if everything goes well, I think Haas are looking pretty good for this weekend.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much for jumping in. We're going to jump on board with our next interviewee, which is, and I'll let Josh take this one away.
Thanks for jumping into the comms box here with us, mate. Just wanted to check in, see how you felt in Q1. Obviously not the most ideal outcome, but you know, you're looking pretty rapid there for the most part.
For the most part, it was not the best lap, especially at the end with the invalidation. Definitely not the best lap.
Yeah.
By the end of it, any time I said, I think would have gotten me through. I believe. I'm not too sure though.
Yeah, like you weren't far off it. I was on board with your final lap, and I watched you just you turned in and you gripped up, and it just took you straight over those track limits. So I did say you've got time to go have a bit of a cold shower, wash yourself off, and take some time to think about what you've done tonight. So really unfortunate though. I know you've got the pace here, mate. Have you got a race plan moving forward?
Possibly. I'm not too sure yet. Usually I go through the quali and then come the race start and the lights out, then I kind of make the plan.
Yeah, it's a
Not
bit more
definitely
on
not
the
the
fly.
yeah, definitely not the most effective way to make a plan, but it's how we roll in the Williams garage here for me. Um, now I've got all the time in the world to come up with a plan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you could go down and write some track notes and sort of sort of think your way through the race. But have you got a bit of a tyre strap moving forward into the race? What are you thinking in that space?
Hmm. I think I'll probably do what Hayo does. Slicks in the dry and then treaded tires in the wet.
You guys are taking my fun away, but fair enough. Don't want to advertise that out to the world, but no, mate, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do here. You know, you've got some pretty solid pace. You just got to stay away from those track limits. Are they going to be sitting in the back of your mind as we go throughout Imola tonight?
Yes, I'm not the
Yeah.
best with track limits as a whole, and then going to Imola. Some might recall last season at Imola. I may or may not have forgotten. I think it was 27 seconds of penalties.
Oh dear.
not
Okay.
not my
Well,
proudest moment, but
No, look, I think I topped you last year at Imola in Div 3. I think I copped 33 seconds from memory. But I mean, as you know, the game's just so broken here on this track this year. So yeah, you just gotta take it a bit easier, I think, and just be a little bit more careful tonight. I think, as Haydo mentioned earlier, that could play into your hands if you can avoid those tonight, mate.
Exactly. It's a big part of how you drive and race around Imola. It's really keeping a fair amount of concentration on not going over those white lines, and not well. Actually, it's about staying off those white lines most of the time here.
Oh, and that's it. Like, I was doing some practice myself earlier, and every time I got a track invalidation, I'd check through the instant replay, and lo and behold, I'm still on the track, or at least on the white line. So, yeah, they're absolute killer here. So yeah, I just want to wish you all the best moving forward, and I'll hand you over to SJ for some questions.
Thank you, Josh.
Cheers, Josh. Lamb, good evening. Obviously, sorry to hear that you are out of Q1. Going into Q2, obviously, you've got a new driver in the box with you tonight of Angelo D'Ortenzio, who's shown his pace in Q1. He needs to be up there. What's the strategy here? Like what? You know, it's technical. You've got to be careful of the track limits. Are we going for a longer stint? Are we going for a short stint? Like, are we going for an undercut? Do you feel that you've got the pace to put it in the points here in the top 15 or even higher? Like, how do you feel in yourself?
At the moment, I'm definitely thinking that I've got a little bit of pace to at least put myself in the point. Anything above that, especially considering I'm reserving up, anything above point, like P15, I think it is, it's a win for me. Especially at this track, like I was saying to Josh, at the track, and it's a guarantee I'll get a few. So, especially come the end of the race, if I can stay in those points, I'll be happy.
Okay. And I'm going to ask a very, very similar question that I asked Haydo. Do you believe doing these races and thank you ever so much for all your support and dedication and time management for doing these races and reserving up. Do you believe that you've got better as a driver these races in Division 1?
That's a tough one. I don't do these too often. And like I said, we're not usually fighting toward the front, but for me, whenever I have been, yes, I'd argue so.
Oh, okay. That's good. No, that's good because the reason I say it is these guys are rapid. You know, there is some serious talent on the grid, and it can get a bit demoralising if you're not beating them. But how do you feel that Division 2 has gone for you this season?
Div 2 is definitely been not my best season of racing ever. Definitely not up there. I've had a very, very unlucky streak as of late, and I am looking to redeem myself sooner or later. Either tonight or tomorrow night.
Yeah, you have been extremely unlucky with connection issues as well, and as everyone knows, that you're running an older Xbox, which is not going to be the case next season. Fingers crossed that there will be no more connection issues next season for 25. And yeah, you have still a season for next season as well. If you do continue with us, or or even if you do stay with Williams, whatever the plan is. So yeah, no, I wish you all the best for tonight's race and for the remainder of the season.
Thank you, SJ.
No worries, Lamb. We'll talk soon.
See ya.
Yeah, mate. All right. That is everyone. We couldn't get Mash in. Hopefully Mash is back in the session. A bit of drama if you just tuned in with us. Yusuf being disqualified for facing the wrong way. So that's massive there, and a massive disadvantage there for McLaren, losing that car going into Q3. Josh, very unfortunate. Conditions out there do not look good at the moment. But some of these guys have set times on the soft compound tyres.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. As we saw, every single driver bar 3 were out for a soft run early, and the track has just deteriorated further and further. So, I mean, as you can see, Campbell's just retired there, and not even he was able to improve on his lap on inters in comparison to his lap on the slicks. So, I think that first run was absolutely imperative for these guys, and yeah, just really unfortunate for those three that decided to not head out as they've paid the price, along with Yusuf. Or I actually missed it, but we know how touchy this game can be with DSQs, so really unfortunate for him. But I think with what we've seen in Q1, he's got the pace to push through the pack and put a good result in. So yeah, we'll see how we go as we head into Q3 in just over a minute or so.
Yeah, and obviously, if you are tuning in with us now, we're in Q2, 20 seconds to go, and breaking news, which is going to be coming into the chat. Both McLarens out of Q2, Steg and Yusuf. Only Steg managing P12, Yusuf DSQ. We've got Apollo Pepsi, who is out as well. He is not going to make it into Q3. So it's about Shifty Wizard. What's Shifty Wizard going to do? And it looks like Illyrian is out as well. So we've got some big drivers going out. So Apollo Pepsi, fortunately, he is out of Q2. And what about Shifty Wizard? Shifty Wizard, can he make it through? Illyrian is out as well. So this is going to be the last driver.
Shifty's 3.4 seconds up on his time. So he's put in a brilliant first sector. And if he can maintain that, that's actually going to pop him into Q3. So, if he keeps on track here and keeps it within the limits, I think we might see a. Oh dear, no, Shifty. It hasn't disqualified his lap, so he's still got a chance here. It just depends how much time that cost him. So, comes through the final chicane and down to the Ravazza. We might get a bit of a time update.
We might do, because Angelo as well is invalidated. So can Angelo be in trouble here? Because really people are struggling at the moment. Shifty Wizard coming around the final corner. Is he going to be able to make it into Q3? This is going to be the question. 48%. He's doing as much as he can. It doesn't look like he is. No, and unfortunately he is out and of Q2.
P13, yeah.
There you go. So
yeah, that's.
Hopefully we can get, just want to see, because I know that we've just lost Apollo Pepsi, so if you do have him added, Josh, you could send him an invite and get him in, that would be great. If not, I'll try and add him in a second. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, tune in with us, because breaking news, McLaren, both drivers out in Q2, which is something that you probably wouldn't see much, but it has happened. And seeing here that I'm not getting onto the next standings, which is it's gone straight off it. So I didn't get the classification results. Hopefully this doesn't cause me problems.
Okay, Apollo Pepsi's just joined back in, actually, so we should be all good.
I just want to see if Mash is back as well, because we've got a new few guys there. Just want to see if Mash is back in the lobby as well, because we've lost a few people with disconnections. So let's have a look. Maybe I've sent another invite there. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, well, we sent the invites out for some interviews. So we've got Yusuf, Steg, Apollo, and Lyrian, and Shifty Wezza all going out of Q2. The conditions are still near enough the same earlier that we saw in Q2. Later on in Q2, because it was soft compound tyres. And this is going to be very interesting. And what an interesting. The other interesting thing is there's only one team with two cars going into Q3.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We saw some big names drop out of Q2 there. So those that were unfortunate enough to invalidate their initial flying lap on the softs have really paid the price there. McLaren being one of those teams where the drivers just unfortunately weren't able to deliver the pace that we know they've got. So kudos to Alpine for getting both drivers into Q3, and I guess now we're down here to see the best of the best here at Rush tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And
What they can do.
this is massive moves now. And we are going to talk, if we do get these in for a quick chat while we got these guys on the lap, as I am going to do a prediction. But I do want to talk about this. Massive news for Jono and Chandler's in the situation for the championship now. Josh.
Absolutely. You've got Jono there in P3 in the standings, and Chandler's. So I think they've been given a golden opportunity on a platter here, mate, to score some big points against Alpha Gully, as we actually have Chandler's. He's just stopped on track in one, but so they've got a brilliant opportunity here to get some big points back on Alpha Gully and potentially swing the fight in their favour as we head into these last few races of the season.
Yeah, no.
It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. But we do know just how quick Alpha Gully is, and how rapid he is. So, but to counter that, I guess we've got the mid pack of any race is always going to be a bit hectic. So he's just got to be patient, his time, get through the pack, and see how he goes from there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think this is what we love in F1. This is what we love to see. We get to see these different drivers going into Q3. I think the full quali has been a massive success this season. I think a lot of drivers have really grown to it, even loved the idea. It's more of a team challenge for people, and working together as a team to get your drivers through into Q3. We've seen some teams unfortunately work against each other, and also other teams working at the opposite to get their mates through, and such. And as we've seen tonight, we're going into Q3 in Imola, and there is only one team that have got both cars through. Everyone else has got one single car. So that just tells you how difficult it is sometimes to get into Q3. But yeah, as we're saying about that now, Campbell Adams setting a 1:20.683 time, and yeah, this is really good to see. But yeah, talking about this battle, Chandler's 6 points. I think it was 6 points when I last looked. Or it might be a little bit more than that. But there's not much in it between these three drivers, Jono, Gully, and Chandler's. Do you believe that Chandler's is in the driving seat? Do you believe that pressure's going to get to him tonight? What's your thoughts? I just don't. Just trying to think what else to say, because Campbell Adams is obviously, the defending champion. He's been phenomenal the last race in Monza. He's showing what he's like here. Can anyone beat him tonight? Can anyone get close to him? Because if you're looking at Jono and you're looking at Chandler's and Gully, they're going to be looking at, well, I just need to finish above one of my competitors that are fighting for the championship. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Having Campbell back into Rush these last couple of races really does change the dynamic of the race, especially for those guys up the top. Their mentality just needs to be to maybe not necessarily focus on winning, as we know how rapid Campbell is, but focus on putting in some good, solid performances and finishing above their championship rivals. We know Campbell's not in the fight at the moment, but yeah, I guess what it does do though is it pushes these guys further back into the mid pack of Rush, of the race, and so that's where the incidences happen, and that's where it can become a little bit argy-bargy and tough to sort of make your way through cleanly. And when you've got someone as rapid as Campbell out the front in clean air, it wouldn't surprise me tonight if we do see him run away a little bit, whilst the guys out the back sort their stuff out and fight it out.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great battle to see at the moment. We've still got two guys still to set times. JF7 in the Aston and Angelo in the Williams. Campbell, yeah, as you did say, Josh, we know how quick this guy is. Jono in a very good spot. He'll be happy with that at the moment. And Chandler's not far from behind him either. So, Chandler's is not letting this championship run away at all. He is always putting it so close to his competitors for that championship battle, which is Jono at the moment, who has been fantastic this season. And they all have. All three of them. They've been fantastic. And it's they've all had a little bit of drama, haven't they? All three of them in different races throughout the whole season. We saw Gully's incident in Hungary. We saw the two Ferraris take each other out in Qatar. We've seen Chandler's just not submitting footage, which has got himself penalties. So they've all made mistakes, all three of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's kept it spicy. It's kept it interesting. It's kept it a lot closer than potentially it might have been. So, yeah, I think as we heat up into the final few races, I mean, I'm not sure how many we've got left. It can't be more than 3 or 4 races for the season, SJ. I just hope that these guys don't get a little bit desperate and go for moves that aren't on, and risk themselves ruining their championship battle.
Yep, and this is two big races coming up: Baku and Silverstone, and Silverstone is a sprint round as well. So all could be done and dusted there, or it could be done and dusted here this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to work out some mathematics, which I'm sure you're very, very good at. 3 minutes to go, and Niall has just pipped Campbell Adams for that pole position with a 120.377 to Campbell's 120.683. Jono with a 120.941. So we do know that Campbell is human, and he's not a robot. He is coming out again. This will probably be his last stint, and he'll probably do a couple of laps on these inters to get them warmed up, so he can try and get that pole position back. Your votes are in, and everyone has voted for Campbell. No one has voted for anyone else, so they are 100% convinced that Campbell's going to take pole position here, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely a good shout. So I think the track is improving. We did see Niall do 2 laps, so maybe it takes a couple of out laps just to bring those tires into the temperature window, burn some fuel off, and give you some extra time back in your lap. So I think we're coming into the last couple of 2.5 minutes of Q3 now, and I think we're going to see some very rapid times be put down.
Yeah, we are indeed at the moment. We've got Aiden on a lap. We've got JF7 on a lap as well. JF7 is about to finish his lap. We'll have to wait and see. He's got 35% on. It doesn't look like he's going that fast, but they actually are. It's really weird how this track works. When they come over the hill, it doesn't look like they're going that quick, but they actually are. So what's JF7 going to do? He crossing the line. Is it going to be an improvement? He does 120, puts itself into P2. Great job there. We've also got Aiden as Raiden at 6/10 up as well on his time. We've also got Campbell on an hour lap as well. So we'll jump on board with Aiden is Raiden. And a lot of people are going to invalidate, I do believe, or get track penalties through the double chicane there in that Sector 3 area. So we'll have to wait and see. Coming across over the hill into Ravazza. I think I've got it right. I might have said it wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Aiden is Raiden.
No, that's Aquaminarali.
This is Ravazza. This is Ravazza, where Aiden is now.
Oh, the last couple of corners?
The last couple of corners. I got that right. Oh, he's gone pole! 120.350!
Oh, wow.
Oh, Campbell Adams could be in a bit of trouble here. Or has he got some serious pace in that Mercedes? We'll have to wait and see. We have got Chandler's, who is invalidated. And he's going to have to go again. A little bit of drama here for the Alpine driver. We've got the other Aston Martin. No, we don't, because there's only one Aston Martin. So what am I talking about? We've got another Mercedes driver. who's being followed very, very closely by Zox. Down there in P9, he's invalidated. He needs to get past him as quick as possible. We've then got Campbell Adams, who's going very slow, warming up them tyres. 58 seconds to go on the clock. It's getting very, very juicy by the moment. They've got to be careful though, because the rest of the guys are starting to follow him very, very quickly. And there you go, invalidations all very quickly. So this is it. This is going to be the last hurrah. Ainers Raiden has taken pole position. And he's going to be able to go again as well. So massive opportunity to even get a quicker time. Josh, this is interesting, especially in these conditions.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I think it's going to be very fascinating. You can see Campbell's had someone just stick behind him to try and get a toe down this main straight, and that right there could be the difference between pole and not being on pole. So I think Campbell's going to be wishing that he had a bit more space behind him on track as he flicks through the first couple of corners. Looking very rapid indeed as they swing around that left-hander. So we're going to see here, Campbell's just about to come through the sector one split. Let's see. So he's half a second up on his time. So that track has ramped up. We've seen that track evolution, and we've got yellows behind him, but that's not going to impact his lap time. So he's coming up the hill now, around the left-hander, flat out, keeping well within the track limits as he needs to do to pop himself back up onto pole.
Look at Jono and
G-Force.
Look at Jono and G-Force. They're both on soft compound.
Jono and G-Force. Oh, this could be interesting. I wonder if they've made the right call here.
Niles
retired. Campbell's gone purple so far. Here we go. What's going on there with Niall?
Keefe's gone straight into, Niall's gone straight into the wall. Keefe's coming across the line. What's it going to be here? So remember, some of these guys are on soft compound tyres. We could see a soft compound. Keefe goes pole position.
Keefe, 119.0. Campbell with 118.3. Wow. All right, let's drop down to our first soft run of G-Force Nick in P3.
Angelo! He's split Campbell! Jono goes third!
Wow.
Drama!
Wow.
Ainers Raiden's invalidated.
Fair play to Jono on those soft tyres.
Oh, Angelo. Oh, guys. Well, all I'm going to say to you is you got that wrong, because Campbell Adams has not got pole position. Angelo gets pole position. What a qualifying session that was, especially the two soft compound tyres there on G-Force and Jono. Very interesting to see. It was only I didn't think it would be enough. I thought the track might, just be a little bit damp. But great qualifying there by the top three.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And fair play to Jono for taking that call. That potentially has just completely turned his race in his direction. Not only that, you look at he's now well ahead of Chandler's, who finished quality in P9. So that puts him right in that mid pack, and very susceptible to some damage. And that could absolutely swing the championship favour in Jono's direction.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be definitely happy with that P3. And if you were listening to the comments and a little bit of rumour coming in there, Niles' wheel disconnected.
No.
That's the reasons why he went into the wall. And if you're tuning in with us, we're about to get started. Thank you very much to everyone this season. 2 races remaining after this race, Baku and Silverstone. And Division 1 is done and dusted. And I'm going to let Josh take away this start of round 16 at Imola.
Thank you very much, SJ. We are just waiting for the grid to load in. They're all doing their tyre selections and strategies. Wouldn't surprise me too much, actually, if we see some of the back runners select the hards. We know how durable and what a good race tyre they are here. Obviously, they're not going to be as quick as the soft tyres, the mediums, but we are 5 red lights and underway. Here we go. We have a scintillating 32 laps of Imola coming up, SJ, as they've all looked like they've gotten a pretty good start. Angelo's managed to maintain that lead.
Someone's gone flying off the track there. Sorry, Zosk, I think, has gone miles off the track. There's a bit of drama at the back. Someone's lost
Yeah,
control,
yep.
and
He's
he has his complete.
dropping like a stone through water.
Back to you.
He's actually not too far off the back. There's going to be that bit of concertina effect, and he's actually already dragged himself back up into the DRS. So not all is lost for Zosk there tonight, mate. As we've only got one driver in the Ferrari Mash on the hard tyres. So it'll be interesting to see how his strategy plays out and whether that's been the right call or not. But it's going to take a few laps for those tyres to come into play and start to be the faster tyre here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. What a start for Division 1. 18 cars through Imola. And that is a corner, especially in turn 1, that you've got to be so careful of. Going side by side, and they've timed it to perfection. And we're now starting to see a little bit of a gap forming to G4 Nick on that 8.5 tenths. As we do have Niall Jura looking to make a move there. I am going to look at some position changes, but Campbell Adams is going side by side with Angelo. Angelo goes around the outside, and he's got the move done. Jono is going to get into the mix of it on Campbell Adams. There's two of them going side by side. Angelo is leading it. Jono into P2. Past Campbell Adams. Great move there, and nice little move there. Already on lap 2, and Jono's going to go around the outside. He is not messing around tonight. He's going to go side by side with Campbell Adams going into sector 2, up the hill, down the hill. Angelo keeping in that pole position at the moment. Jono into P2. Campbell still coming back at him, stays within formation. Jono back into P2, Campbell into P3, and Angelo still in P1. Great bit of racing by the top 3. Back to you, Josh.
Yeah, that was fantastic racing. They've kept it clean, they've kept it respectful, they're giving each other space as they need it for now. So, I think, at this point in time, so early in the race, they've just got to avoid damaging that front wing, because that is race ending right here, right now, with the pace that these guys are putting down. So, really cool to see these guys just keep it clean, keep it tidy. And so far, SJ, we are on just starting lap 3, and there's not been any penalties pop up yet. So it looks like most of the pack is doing their best to avoid those track limits, as we've finally got DRS down this main straight, and we don't actually even have a break in this DRS train. We have all 18 drivers well within this DRS train, and it's such a powerful DRS down that front straight there at Imola. So it's really imperative that these guys stick in that, because if they drop that DRS, they are they're just going to drop. They're just going to lose time to the drivers in front, and there's not really many places on this track where you can make that back, because the Ferrari of Mash is fighting for all he's worth at this point in time to just stay in that DRS. But he is the only driver on those hard tyres, so they will come back to him. He just has to focus on his race now and maintain his pace and let his race strategy play out.
Yeah, I'm watching this and I'm thinking I'm watching PSGL. Like, these guys are so close together and there's no mistakes. It's fantastic. Lovely to see. Probably going a little bit mad on PSGL there, but these guys make overtakes more than the guys do in PSGL. They make one the start and then probably one at the end. But we do see that DRS is very powerful here, and Angelo and Campbell are going to go side by side. Campbell's not getting that P2 position. Angelo doing a great job defending there, and he's under pressure, and he's got to be careful he doesn't pull back a little bit and let Jono pull away, because Jono's got a 5.5 temp gap at the moment. We've got Angelo down there in P2, Campbell in P3, Keithy, great performance from him, down there in P4. That's the first penalty of the night. Yusuf, then Mash. So they
and they've dropped 2. Yeah, look, it's so early to be getting those penalties, but I was just having a quick look at our top 3 battery levels, and they're all well up in that 70 to 80% range. So, I think again, this is where the race IQ comes in, and these guys that are able to keep the pace up, keep it within the track limits, and maintain their battery levels, their ERS levels. Are showing their race IQ, and it was really smart there of Angelo to just sit behind Jono. He doesn't need to push. He was a little bit low on battery, so he's used that middle sector now to just recharge, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see a couple of position changes now heading down this pit straight again, SJ.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've now got that DRS open.
Definitely Angelo looks like he's going to come under a little bit of pressure there. Burning a bit of battery. Campbell burning as well. So these guys are really burning battery, and Campbell trying to get that P2. Doesn't get it though, stays in that P3. We're going a little bit further back down. We've got Niall. Sorry, as I was saying earlier on, Keefe in that P4 doing a great job. Polypips, getting a penalty. Niall getting into P5. Chandler's in P6. He's in a good position. The two Alpines in a very great position. Obviously, if anything happens now, double stacking is going to be very painful as they are in P6 and P7. We're seeing yellows at the back, and Polypepsi's gone round there, unfortunately. Down to P8.
Yeah.
Back down to JF7 in that P8. G-Force in P9, Lyrian P10. Both McLarens in P11 and P12. They have made up a few spots, not many, but we'll have to wait and see how that's going to go. We've then got Shifty down there in P13, Hader in P14, Lamb in P15, Zosk in 16, Mesh in 17th, and Apollo in 18.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit stretched out now. The pace is very strong from these front three, and you can see that we're starting to get a little bit of field spread. Unfortunately for Apollo, it does look like he's run deep and dipped a wheel into that gravel, and that's what we've seen yellows for us. He's gone around again by the looks of it. So I think he just needs to take some time, cool those tyres off, clean them up a little bit, and get back onto the pace. So if he's lucky, he might catch Mash on those hard tyres, but we are lap 6 now, and this is going to be about our changeover time for these tyres. We start to see the pendulum swing back towards the hards.
We are seeing
as he actually boxes. So there you go. Apollo's dived into the box already. He's had enough of those medium tyres. Just hope he's not ducking into pit and quit. We've got more yellows there, SJ. Do you know what's going on?
No,
Looks as though Zosk has gone around.
Zosk.
Looks like Zosk dropped it at the hairpin there.
Yep.
So
2 seconds. This battle between the Williams of Angelo and Campbell is absolutely insane. Campbell has tried to get past him in the last 4 laps, and he can't. Angelo just shuts the door in that turn 1 every time, and he's just timing it to perfection. And we are starting to see a gap because G-Force is nearly at the DRS. He needs to stay in. Zosk gets a 3-second time pen as well. Aiden's Raiden in that P7. Is G-Force Nick in within the DRS? No, he's not. 1.1, he is out. He's going to come under extreme pressure from JF7 back up to the front, and here's the battle between Angelo. He gets in front of Jono into P1, Jono now into P2, and Campbell into P3, Keefe in a P4, Niall in a P5, and Chandler's in a P6. Not much is changing there. Chandler's trying to get past the Red Bull driver, not having the luck at the moment. I reckon he gives it a couple of laps, and then he lets Raiden have a go as well, because they're very, very close, but there's a gap forming now. 2 seconds, G-Force Nick to Aiden's Raiden. So P7 to P1 is a whole DRS train, apart from Keefe, actually. Keefe has actually dropped.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
On Yusuf, another pen. 3 seconds for Yusuf. Struggling with...
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just looking at the battery level there. Chandler's stuck in that DRS train. But he's up around 60% battery, and Niall hasn't been able to recharge his battery quite as much throughout the middle sector here. So, Chandler's is sitting in a strong position to make the move on the Red Bull driver here tonight. However, he does have the DRS on Keith, so Niall needs to get a move on here. Otherwise, I think that 1.7, 1.8 gap to Keith is just going to grow. And these guys really need to motor now and get back within that DRS, see if they can bridge that gap. Because otherwise, I fear it is race over for anyone below P3.
Yeah, it does look like that, and this strategy does change. We've seen a lot of things that's going to happen. Safety car does change up the dynamics of these races, so we'll have to wait and see. We've got Jono down there in P3 now. Campbell has made the move past Jono with the DRS. Now he's very, very close to Angelo, and Angelo on 60%. Campbell then harvesting his battery, trying to get back up to that 60 as well. Jono harvesting as well, and they're all close again. And they're all 1.7 out of the DRS, but we know how quick Niall is, and we know how quick Chandler's is. Keefe is in with that DRS battle as well, and Aiden's Raiden is starting to fall out, so we're starting to see gaps from the front 3, then the next 3, and then the next 3. So we're seeing a gap of 3. So between...
3 by 3 by 3, yes.
It's Jono, there's a gap. Then there's another gap after Keithy. And then there's another gap with obviously Aiden. And then there's another gap with Illyrian. And then a little bit further back down, there's about 5-6 away gap to Mash down there in P16, who actually has lost that front right plate. Back up to the front, though. Jono getting P2. Campbell now leading the race. This is how he wanted it for ages, but he couldn't get the job done. It's taken him 8 laps to get into that pole position at the moment. So good job done there from Campbell. But how much speed has he got in that Mercedes? Because the drivers that he's battling against are some phenomenal drivers. Especially Angelo, he's done a great job defending. Extraordinary amount of battery as well. So Campbell is running low and the other guys are running quite high. And you can see how quickly they are back very, very close to each other again. So this is either going to come to a penalty, a mistake, or a pit stop. That is how it's going to work with these.
Yeah, absolutely. As Yusuf racks his third 3-second penalty up there, but these top 3, they've settled into their groove, and I think as we actually see a slight position change there, it looks like Campbell may have made a mistake there, SJ, because he's been overtaken in sector 3, which we don't often see. So I wonder whether he's just made a mistake there because both Jono and Angelo have gone through. So from now, these guys just need to work together. There's a long, long way to go. We've still got 22 laps of this race to go. And they just need to focus on their race, focus on no mistakes, as Campbell just squeezes past Jono there, back up into P2. So, they're in their own little DRS train here, mate. And, I think they're not going to start fighting each other quite just yet. I think, like you said, it's going to come down to the tyre strategy and their pit stop strategy, and then the mistakes that they may make.
Yeah,
we come down the hill now into Aqua Mineralo again. They're all still well within that, but they haven't really been able to run away from P4 and Nile there. So I think Nile and Chandler's are playing it smart. They're DRS swapping to try and avoid losing too much time here to these top 3 drivers.
Yeah, I can't find this guy. Do you have Alpha Gully added by any chance?
I do. So give me.
Could, send him one. That would be great because I can't find him. If you can do it, that would be awesome. While Josh is doing that, Apollo Pepsi's getting a penalty. Lamb getting a penalty. Jumping onto the pins. 6 for Mash, 6 for Zosk, 3 for Lamb, 9 for Yusuf, nothing for Steg, 6 for Apollo at the moment, and he does have that disconnection. So hopefully we'll get him back out in another invite, and hopefully he joins back again.
Yeah.
We're having some pit stops. We're seeing some. You got him?
Yep. I've sent him an invite.
Awesome.
As we've got Apollo going around there, going very, very slowly there. So what's going on there? Looks like he's back up and running, but yes, I have sent Alpha Gully another invite, so hopefully.
Chalmers has got the job done on Keefe. Up into P4, he needed that. Niall down there in P6. So I don't know if there's a mistake there, but Chandler's is now in a great position. He'll be happy with this. He's behind Jono, but he's only 3 seconds down the road. And all these guys are on 10 laps. So great move. Great news for Chandler's there, Josh, into P4.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think he's not in a position where he can run away from these 2 drivers who are so close behind him. So he just needs to keep focusing on his ERS management, his tyres, looking after his tyres, as Chandler's actually dives into the pits. So he's gone for that undercut, good. Undercut strategy in relation to these 2. So I think from that position in front of them, maybe not necessarily the smartest play because he's just given them both DRS down the back of that pit straight. So he has to have a couple of stellar laps here to make sure he doesn't get overcut by these by Keithy and Niall.
Yeah, I think that's
so interesting to see how that's going to play out because. Yeah, and they have to be aware as well that this is one of, if not the longest pit stop or pit lanes in the entire game. So, there's plenty of time lost there, and you have to play it smart here.
Yeah, you do.
I'm actually just jumping on board with Chandler's now to see where he's come out. So he's come out P8. He's looking like he's about 25 odd seconds, 23 seconds or so down from Mash there though in P6. So
Do you have Yusuf?
and Nile.
Do you have Yusuf?
Yes.
Awesome. He's just left as well, so we've lost 2. One more, and yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll be going to the old RED. Oh, Keefe getting a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane. That is not what he was doing. He was having such a great night, and that is not what he wants. Niall continuing. Jono continuing, Campbell continuing, and Angelo continuing. Jono's starting to fall a little bit back though. 7.5 tenths. Has he pushed too early? That's the question. We'll have to wait and see at the moment because Campbell and Angelo still going at it. Oh, it's Campbell. Campbell really loses the back end there. And Jono just coming back into it again. And with JDMI is out. JDMI is out. Has he lost it into the pits? What's happened there?
I can't see. No, looks like he's called it in the pit lane by the looks of things.
Just trying to see if it's got
Yeah. So it looks like. Yeah, his car's pulled over there. I'm just on board with. Yeah, there he goes. So yeah, it looks like he's retired in the pits. So he's done that in the right way. I actually don't have Yusuf added, SJ. So can you just dive on and see if you can get him an invite?
Yeah, I'll do it as quick as I can. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Where are you? Oh, he's actually not here. Okay, well, when he does...
If he picks up his first penalty.
When he does join, can someone let me know? Because, yeah, he's not actually here. He's actually not online. I haven't actually got him on here. He was online earlier on. So yeah, if someone can let us know if Yusuf jumps back online, then we'll send him an invite. Right, Chandler's up into the game retired. JDI. Oh, okay, interesting. Good old glitch there. How did the game retire him? How did the game retire you? Could you not take control of your car? Interesting. Okay, Chandler's up into P2 now. P5 now. 2 seconds behind Jono, who's on the quicker tyre. He's actually made a second on Jono by pitting early.
Yeah, wow.
So this is going to be...
Yeah, that's...
Game crashed. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. Okay, all right. Well, we're hearing a lot of comments coming in, which is really unfortunate. We'll give you 1 point, remember. Angelo and Campbell are still going. We're still wanting to see if Yusuf is in. So, Yusuf, let me know if you are in the if you are back online, mate, because at the moment, I need to send you an invite and you're, all the way down at the bottom, unfortunately, which is a shame. Campbell and Angelo are still going. They are the only two continuing on these tyres at the moment. Can we get an amen for F125? We can. Oh, Lord, we can. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Campbell, Adams and Angelo and P1, P2. Stig getting a 3-second time penalty. Unfortunate for him. These two are still going to go. This is going to be the question. Where is Jono going to come out amongst these? This is going to be the interesting question that we've had all night. Mash Jr. will take the lead of this race, I think. I think he will. Yes, he will. As Campbell and Angelo are about to, I would say they're about to come to the pits, but we'll just wait and see if... no, not a good night for McLaren due to connection issues, unfortunately. And I do not know what's going on with Yusuf. If someone could let me know... No, he's not online again. So I'll quickly flick him a quick message. Where is he?
Jono's actually just set a purple sector 2 there, so he's on the move. He's in P3, and he's now chasing down his teammate, who's on those older hard tyres. So, this might have actually really played into the second Ferrari's tyre strategy there. He's now being able to get towed along by his teammate when he catches up, and he'll be able to extend the life of those hards, potentially long enough to even skip the mediums and jump to a set of softs. So we'll see how the rest of this plays out. But he's actually just picked up a penalty there. So commentator's curse added again, SJ. but it's not his first. And as I've just watched him cut the track again, so he's already a third of the way to his next 3-second warning there.
Yeah, and I'm still not getting Yuki at the moment, so I don't know what's going on at the moment. What's happening? If anyone, let me know. Yusuf, if you can let us know, mate, what's going on. I might be able to get him this way. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Plugger. Looks like Alpha Gully's back in.
I can't. Oh, there we go. No, I can't. No, I can't. I don't know if he's online or not. I'm not hearing anything at the moment. I don't really want to go through to why. Oh, Niall getting a penalty as well. They're all getting them now. They are all getting these penalties. Yusuf, if you're in the chat, mate, let us know if you are in or back online so I can send you an invite. Because if not, then yeah, I don't know how you're going to get back in because I can't find his why. I'm not going to be able to find why. Where's why? Oh God.
I'm just also having a look again because I did send some friend requests before we started. Just depends whether he's accepted it or not. Hopefully. So I've just found my Y names, and then it goes to A names. Jeez, this game's amazing. No, I can't find him there. So, look, if
There we go.
Yusuf, if you are there, mate, feel free to accept my friend request.
Found him, sent him. Hopefully that's hopefully
Excellent.
jump in. All right, we've got Angelo and Campbell Adams still on these 16 lap mediums. They are really pushing these tyres, but are they not hurting their tyres? Well, they're both about to come in. Here we go. Angelo comes in. Campbell comes in. Where is Jono going to end up, and where is Chandler's going to end up? Jono in that P3 position, 22 seconds back. Angelo coming into the pits. Campbell Adams leaving the pits. Angelo getting out in front. Angelo now coming out. There's Jono coming down the main straight. This is going to be tight. This is going to be tight. Angelo's now coming out. Jono's coming down the main straight. Is he going to make it? Yes, he does.
Oh, he's undercut them. He's undercut them by quite a distance there to SJ.
Well.
Wow.
Chalmers gets in the middle of Campbell. That's great news for Chalmers. But he is on old tyres. He is on very old tyres.
It's also really good news for Jono as well, because now that there's 3 of them there, I mean, I dare say they'll catch Jono up a little bit, but by having that third car there, SJ, it just creates that little bit of doubt in the other 2 drivers' minds. But they're all smart drivers. They're going to be able to DRS share and save their battery. I mean, you look at Angelo; he's on 70% compared to Chandler's 20%, and Campbell's on 40%. So, I think what we'll see here is, they've also got a 6-lap tyre delta to Chandler's. So it won't be long. He'll drop to the back of those 3, and the other 2 will be able to push along and drag Chandler's with them up to Jono. So Jono's got a 2.1 second gap at this point in time.
Yeah.
And he's going to be pushing as hard as he can. So
that's massive.
He might even be lucky enough to get DRS here from the McLaren, but it doesn't quite look like it, unfortunately. Can't tell whether Yusuf's back in the game or not, but he has pulled off to the side and let the blue flags not take effect. So, really unfortunate there for Yusuf. But looks like his AI is getting out of the way nicely. Campbell sneaks through. Doesn't give Chandler's too much issue either there. So that's good to see those top 4 have been able to sneak past him nicely.
Yeah, Campbell did get the job done on Chandler's. He didn't be able to hold him up that long. But this has helped Jono massively. 1.8 second gap, making that 2 second gap to Angelo and Campbell. And he knows that these guys are pretty quick. And he did match them for a long period of time. We are coming up to lap 20 at the moment. I am going to put a little bit of a prediction in for a safety car. Which will definitely change the dynamics of this race completely. So I'm going to run that for 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So get your predictions in if you haven't. Wojciech Steg, 10 seconds in the pit lane. Not having the night. McLaren not having the night at all. Campbell Adams moving the fastest lap there. Fantastic job. Going on to the softs. Actually changing the front wing. not going to plan here at all for McLaren tonight, especially Steg and Yusuf. Actually, both at the points. This is unfortunate news for Steg, who is battling Chandler's for this championship, and also Jono as well. So not the way he would want to be. Jono in a great position. He'll be over the moon. But remember, Chandler's is only 1.4 seconds down the road. That is all he is, and anything can happen. And we're seeing the penalties really start to pull on in. And Zos gets another one. So we must be at quite a lot of pens now. Look at that. We've got 13 for Keith, 3 for Niall, 3 for Aiden, 6 for Lyrian, 3 for Shifty. Lamb's got 3. We've got yellows at the back there. And that looks like that was Yusuf just letting everyone through. 6 for Lamb, 3 for G-Force, 18 for Zosk, another penalty. Mash Jr., 9. Apollo Pepsi, 9. Yusuf and Steg with 12 and 13 each. That's a lot of pens, Josh.
It absolutely is, mate. And I mean, we knew coming into tonight that we're always going to see track limit penalties here, regardless of what division it is. So, it's nice to know that the track's not discriminating against our lower divisions. These top guys are also suffering with it. So, it plays into the hands of Hato. He did say in between Q2 and 3 that he was just going to look to try and avoid these track pens. And, currently at this point in time, he's going up at least 3, 4, 5 spots, maybe even 6, depending on how the rest of this race plays out, presuming he can stop. So, it's I think that's the key here. But you can see our top 4 up the front there with no penalties. They're and that's impressive to me because they're pushing the pace. They've stretched the field out. And they've kept it off those track limits. So as we see Jono and Angelo switch positions there under the DRS along with Campbell. So these guys are just going to work together now. And then ultimately, like you said, like we've touched on earlier, it's going to come down to either a mistake or any potential track limits that we see pop through in these last 10 laps here, SJ.
Yeah, I do think Jono is in a little bit of trouble. I really do. He's done 8 laps and these guys have done 4. And I believe that they are going to have a lot more fresher tyres, unfortunately, and that's going to just make them probably pull away from him in the next, 3 or 4 laps, unfortunately. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll keep a close tab on it. Chandler's is falling way back now. He was, only 2 seconds down the road. He's now 4. Keithy getting another penalty as well. We're seeing a nice little battle between Keithy and Niall there in P5 and P6. Nice little battle going on there. A little bit further down, we've got Aiden as well. Shifty's 9 seconds down the road from Aiden, but he's got a nice little battle going on there with G-Force, Lamb, Illyrian, Hado, all in that nice little battle. All for big points. And Hado, massive opportunity at the moment. If he can stay behind, he can move quite high in a Division 1 race.
He's... I mean, I can't... Well, how many penalties has Shifty got? So Shifty's got a 3 second, right? So at this point in time, Hado's going to jump from P12 to P9, presuming he doesn't pick himself up any track limit pens here at the moment. So, he's put himself in a good position.
Illyrian's gone on the straight. He's lost it on the straight, has he? Or is that in the pits? Was that in the pits? Sorry, I do apologise. I thought that was in the pits. No, it was on the straight. How is that not a safety car? And Illyrian's gone. Zoska's gone.
Unbelievable.
What has happened there?
Oh, jeez. Looks like Voltek's hitting quit as well. So just not his night, unfortunately, there for Alpha Gully. So
Illyrian's was it?
Yeah, there's Zok. No, I don't think Illyrian's was. I think... I mean, it's hard to tell. I wasn't on board with him.
How was that not a safety on the main straight? Interesting. Sorry, Josh, back to you. Lap 23 out of 32, and we just lost both Visa and Gasha.
No, that's so good. Yeah, it looks just not their night tonight, along with McLaren.
No.
Unfortunately, it's. I mean, I don't think Yusuf's back in the lobby, so his car's just gonna roll around, and ultimately he's actually gonna score 2 points.
We don't
So,
score anything. Done 75%
no, he won't.
race.
Okay, right.
So it'll be a DSQ.
Yeah, right. Unfortunate there.
9 points for McLaren.
Yeah, that hurts for Visa Cash App and McLaren,
Mm.
but we've got. It's a
There you
wonder
go.
we didn't see a safety car there,
Nope.
unfortunately. So
And there you go. As I mentioned, Jono has lost the DRS. There you go. So
yeah, wow.
the old,
Okay,
the old
that's big. So he's presuming that Niall and Chandler's are working together. Jono will fall back to them. He's not like he's burning now to try and get back in, but he's just having a couple of issues there, Jono, getting back in. And I think
yeah.
we're about to jump into this DRS straight. His only chance here is that he's got more battery, and he's got 60% battery. And Angelo's also got 60, so they might burn. Angelo and Campbell might burn to keep Jono out. As you can see here, that Jono is still 1.5 out, so I think he's done. And he will slowly but surely fall back towards Chandler's and Niall as they DRS swap.
Yeah. Absolutely
Which is
fantastic.
really unfortunate for Jono. So I wonder if he made a mistake somewhere there. But
No, I think it's the tyre. It's 11 laps on those hards at the moment. Challenger's is 12. He's on 13 and he's 7 seconds down the road. So, yeah, massive. But these two will be very happy with this. John will be happy with the P3. Chandler's will be happy. They both know that Steger's out of this race. Steger's the one that's battling Chandler's at the moment. And Garris now, or known as Jono. Jono is the one in P3 at the moment in that three-way battle, and he'll be over the moon because this is massive points that he's going to gain on Steg. So Steg's going to have a bit of a battle going into next week in Baku. And running out of time. That's going to be the question now. Chandler's has done very, very well. He's up there. He's not as quick as Angelo and Campbell tonight. We know that. Jono's done very well, but he's fallen back. It's 2.9. We know that Campbell and Angelo are just going to pitch with the DRS. And what a drive from Angelo tonight. I'm absolutely faultless. I just hope his connection's pretty good behind you, Campbell.
Yeah. yeah. I mean, it looks as though it's been stable. Like I haven't seen him. I've been on board with him for a lap and a bit now. He's not jumping all over the place. Doesn't look like Campbell's having to take any evasive action at all.
Sign him up.
But yeah, it's he looks solid. So we'd love to see him join up on a full time drive. Oh, he gets his pen. No. Oh no.
Campbell!
Oh, he's going to
No!
be so mad at himself too.
Oh, Campbell's going to be.
So I mean, at this point, he just Angelo literally just has to pray now that Campbell's on at least 2 warnings and makes a mistake in these last 6 laps here.
I blame you. You were talking him up. You were
Yeah.
praising him. Oh, he's brilliant. And then he goes and gets And Campbell won't just drive.
Let's have a look. Okay, so just having a quick look here, SJ, through some of our incidences in our race director, just to see. I won't ruin anything for our fans out there, but just having a quick look. Okay, interesting. I mean, I don't know how much I want to say. Do you want me to?
Come on, drop some bombshells.
Foil.
Bigger bombshell.
Okay, so
has caught Chandler's.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so for all of our Mercedes fans out there, just going to bring you up to speed. Campbell is on 2 track limit warnings, so it's not over just yet for Angelo. Campbell does have 2 confirmed track limit warnings as they then just sneak past Yusuf. Thankfully, his AI is playing ball. But I think at this point, Angelo just has to pray that Campbell makes that one more mistake, and or Imola strikes again, and so this is
I'm watching
This is
Campbell now.
fascinating.
I'm watching Campbell
Yeah,
grind.
yep. All eyes are going to be on him in these last 5 laps, SJ. It's tight. It is a tight battle there as they swap positions again under the DRS. So
It is.
look, let's. I'm just going to come back. We've got Hato. Hato is on the back of his teammate there, G-Force Nick. And they just need to work together at this point. They're far
Niall.
enough behind Shifty.
Niall's got the move on Chandler's. He's into
Um,
P4. And now if Chandler's doesn't get a pin,
yeah.
he's all right. But if he gets a pin, ooh, it's one car between him and Jono now. So more good news for Jono, less good news for Chandler's. And this is really starting to spice things up. That 28 out of 32. We've got the leader at the moment with the penalty. He has to try and just gap. And Mash is out. And he's gone into the pits. I keep thinking people have retired on the straight. Oh, there we go. 14 drivers. Everyone's going to get points from, unfortunately, Yusuf at the moment. But doesn't look like we're going to get a safety car. Going back to where I was, Angelo is trying. I don't know if he's trying to pull away. I don't think he's going to be able to. I'm just watching Campbell's line. He's keeping it within the track limits. Nicely there. Jono, 5 seconds. If he kept it within the 4, and Chandler's is in. He's trying to stay.
Look, SJ, I'll give you, just now that you've mentioned Chandler's, I'm going to give you a little bit of information as well. He is also on.
Don't graze on anyone because
He is on 2 track limit warnings as well. So this is really interesting between Niall and Chandler's, Campbell and Angelo, as this battle spices up towards these last 3 laps of Imola. So our 2 drivers that are set to gain good positions and good points are both on 2 track limit warnings here. And all it takes is half that tyre to be on that white line and these Imola track limits strike. So all eyes on Chandler's, all eyes on Campbell as we wrap up this fantastic Imola race tonight here, mate.
Definitely, it's becoming very interesting at the moment. Who do we go on board with for driver of the day? Who's your driver of the day vote to?
Oh, geez, it's tough. It is tough. Let's have a look here. Okay, so you know what? I'm inclined to say Hato tonight, SJ. He's stepped up, so he's reserving up a division. He's gained 7 places. Actually, so has Lamb, but Hato has his no track limit pens, and I think that's the tick for me tonight. Is that he's now just under a second off G-Force Nick, so he's dropped back, and that could hurt him as Shifty could now pass him under the DRS. But I think I'm going to put Hato's name forward. He's kept it clean. He's gained 7 positions, and he's stepping up a division. So I think that's my vote for tonight.
Yeah.
How about you? Where are you leaning?
I will second that. So yeah, I will second that. Hato, driver of the day for me. So there we go. And I will second that. I think he's done fantastic tonight and keeping it clean. And if he can keep it clean, fantastic race he's had. Angelo, a really good race. Did get that 3 second. That has probably hurt him a little bit. Jono done a phenomenal job as well. So is Chandler's. Chandler's making up 5 spots. He's up there as well with no pins. But unfortunately, he's not going to get that P3 spot. It's Campbell and Angelo change things up. I will let you take away the this lap.
Oh, actually, just to stop you there, mate. I've just got to knock on the door, so I'll be 2 minutes.
No, all good. All right, we'll probably leave Josh to do what he's got to do, and hopefully he'll jump back in for the interviews. We've got lap 31 out of 32. We're going to go with Hato for driver of the day, so we will be getting him in for an interview. Great night it has been for these 2 at the front of Campbell and the brand new driver of Angelo Duatencio. Love to see him back for next week at Baku. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens next week. But no, Campbell is very, very close to winning his 2nd race of the week, unless anything happens between now And on this last lap, Jono in that P3 position, Chandler's in that P4 position. He has got Niall putting pressure on him on the last stages of this race. As he goes for a move, does he get it? No, he doesn't. Going for the double chicane there. Niall staying in that P5 position. Chandler's in that P4. A little further down, we've got Keefe down there in P6. Good drive from him. He'll be annoyed with that penalty. He'll be very annoyed with that penalty as well. Apollo Pepsi will get points as Lamb gets another penalty, as Angelo and Campbell are going to go side by side. A little bit of banging wheels. They're really going to go at it now for the last lap. And here we go. Campbell Adams on the last lap with Angelo. At the moment, Campbell Adams is going to take it on track and take the win on pens. Angelo goes round the outside. Get the move going.
Tries to go around the side.
Slip there. With his rear, they're going to go wheel to wheel. Great driving by the two Division 1 drivers. Angelo goes for a switch, doesn't get the job done, stays in behind.
Aqua Minerale for the last time.
Does he get the job done? Any penalty here now would help Angelo massively. But Campbell, we know, is very consistent on his penalties. We've seen him get late penalties before, but it doesn't look like it at the moment as he takes it very, very well. Angelo is going to have one last ditch. G-Force Nick getting a later penalty there. Angelo down there in P2. Does he go for a move? Goes on the outside, goes for the move. Into Reversa. Does he get it into Reversa? Goes around the outside, doesn't get the job done. Oh, there's a bit of a smack. They're going to go side by side. This is great race, but Campbell is going to win it on the line. And he's going to win the race. And Jono is going to take P3.
Actually, SJ, look at that. Angelo has actually won it on track.
He's won it on track.
By 24 thousandths of a second, but his 3-second penalty there. So he will be absolutely kicking himself that he picked up that 3-second track limit penalty.
No safety cars.
What? Sorry?
No safety
cars.
cars.
No safety cars, yes. Wow. Absolutely not. Damn, I wish I put some money down, but or some points, but I missed out tonight. Too busy chatting away with you tonight. But what a race from the Williams reserve tonight. Absolutely. To beat Campbell on track takes some doing. And as I said, really unfortunate there that he's picked up that 3-second penalties. He's actually won it on track. So great result there. Dito will be happy as the TP. We had a late fill in from Angelo. So really cool to see him take that out on track.
Absolutely. Fantastic job there from Campbell Adams, and that is probably why he is in the seat and driving for Mercedes. Great job from him. And yeah, absolutely fantastic, as we are going to jump on board with some interviews and get these guys in for a quick chat with us. Yeah, there we go. I do get the classification results. So there you go. And he gets the fastest lap as well. Great job there. Campbell Adams taking out pole position. Angelo D'Ortenzio taking out P2. Jono taking out P3. And Chandler's does get that P4. Gets no penalties. And Niall does miss out on that P5 in the end. Haydo is your driver of the day. Goes from P12 to P9 to P8, only moves at one spot, unfortunately. He was too far back from the other guys, but what a drive from him from P16 to P8. Yeah, and then look at all those pens. There's a lot of pens there. JF7, Steg, Zosk, Illyrian, Mash Jr., and unfortunately Yusuf all out of this race. Yusuf DSQ'd, Mash out, DNF, Illyrian DNF, Zosk DNF, Steg DNF, and JF7 all DNF. What a night. What a night of racing, and we get to hear from these guys to see what they've got to say. So we'll just hopefully wait on them, and yeah, we'll be. First of all, I'll give you
what a race,
a summary. Yeah, what was your thoughts to that tonight?
Oh, what an action-packed race! You know, the whole field for I think at least the first 4 laps before we saw any DRS breaks there. So really cool to see. As expected, track limits have played a big part in the results tonight. But you know, those drivers that were maybe not able to keep the pace up but keep it clean were definitely rewarded. So you know, in Haydo there has picked up a few points for his team. So yeah, really cool to see these top guys battle it out tonight, SJ, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the week as we head to Suzuka. So Yeah. What about you? How do you feel tonight went for these top boys?
Yeah, great. Really unfortunate we can't get Angelo in there. That was such a shame. But yeah, what a night for the guys at the top. Big points for obviously Mercedes in the overalls, which is looking. I think it's signed, sealed, and delivered now. I think that with the remaining races left. But you can never say never. You can never say never. Great points for obviously Campbell tonight. Great position for Jono and also Chandler's as well. Commiserations to obviously McLaren tonight, obviously my team. Steg and Yusuf just did not have the night tonight at all. And it is unfortunate. And you do have those races. You do have those races. And they do happen. So yeah, no, I thought it was great. I was very impressed, and going to be very interesting to hear what these guys have got to say. Yeah, on that note, we'll get our first interviewee in, which is Hado in Driver of the Day. We spoke to him earlier on, and he got eliminated in qualifying, and now we're going to talk to him of Driver of the Day. So over to you, Josh.
Yeah, thanks, SJ. Welcome back, Hato. Long time no speak, mate.
Hi, mate.
Look, sounds like your race plan that we discussed so freely for everyone to hear has played out for you tonight. Congratulations on Driver of the Day and your race result. How are you feeling after that one tonight?
Yeah, a better race Imola just then than what I did before as a little warm up. But yeah, it was good. I managed to find the pace to stick with the second pack. It was good. There was a lot of moments where carnage could have happened, but it didn't, luckily. And then just grabbed the upper hand and took the chance, and yeah, obviously it's worked out in my favour. So yeah, it was good. It was really good race. Most clean most of the time. Couple little ifs and buts from the group up ahead. But that's racing. It happens.
Yeah, well done to you, mate. Really good result there, but you can be happy with that. And most impressively, you managed to go 32 laps of probably what I would say is the most strict track on F124 for track limits without a single penalty. So congratulations to you.
Yeah. Oh mate, it was hard. I think I got one warning. That was to get back into DRS. So
Yeah.
totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got those three to play with, or two to play with, really, before you get that pen. So well utilised there, mate. And yeah, again, just another congrats on the result tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, Hado, great result, mate. We spoke to you earlier on. Obviously, commiserations with the qualifying, but yeah, hurrah on this, mate. This is, I know it's Driver of the Day. I know it's not a podium, but definitely massive congrats on Driver of the Day. This is a track that we spoke quite a lot about, leading up to due to track limits, and may have seen some incidents or a bit of carnage, but we saw nothing. We saw absolutely nothing. We saw the incident on the main straight, I think, with the two Visa Cash apps, which will probably be looked at by the onboard, unless he had anything to put through tonight. How did you find the race for yourself? Because it seemed to just, keep out of trouble, not get any track limits, and yeah, take away P8. I think it was. Hang on.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
phenomenal
P8.
job. Ahead of your
Um.
teammate as well. God, bragging rights.
No, not bragging ourselves. Penalties. But yeah, no. It it felt good staying with the pack. I think what really helped was pitting earlier off those mediums. They went off a bit quick on the right side, so just lucky the hards are the way they are and they can last forever. I know me, Shifty, and Lamb. We were all working together, looking at some of the lag that was happening and just like, what is that? But yeah, it was good. So yeah, P8, I'll take it. Good points. Nick P10 should be happy. So yeah, all around good race.
Yeah, mate, definitely. I 100% agree with you. And no, massive props, mate. That was a good drive. No mistakes. Lovely to see, especially from a Division 2 driver as well, driving up. So yeah, massive props to that, mate. And going to do it all again tomorrow, but with Suzuka. So all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll head over to P3 now and pass you over to Jono.
Hello.
Over to you, Josh.
Okay, Jono, how are you, mate? How are you feeling after that sweat fest of Imola?
Yeah, honestly, I feel happy about the result. Probably the best I could do. So,
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like, absolutely solid race. You went for that shorter stint on the mediums compared to the top two, and yeah, do you think that's played out in the results? Because they did seem to drop you there, or did you make a mistake? What happened there when you dropped those top two?
yeah, they kind of just turned up their engine mode a bit. To be honest, I couldn't keep up, and as soon as I was still in DRS by the time I pit, but it just wasn't worth it because I'd lose a bit too much time, especially Chandler's, because I knew that he pit, so I didn't really want to get undercut by him. So I kind of just pit because it was kind of the right time to.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess by the time that all kind of played out, you came out a long way in front, so you got the big undercut, and then with Campbell and the Williams driver coming through as well, they were able to drag you along a little bit, and that just gave you that
Yeah,
buffer, a
I
bit of a
didn't
buffer
bother.
there to
I didn't
chance.
bother
So
fighting. I didn't bother fighting at all.
yeah, I
It
mean,
was
I
a
think.
losing battle.
Well, exactly right, and I think you had a 4 lap tire delta to these two, and ultimately, it looks like that's played out in their advantage. But no, absolutely, congratulations, mate. Were there any highlights from that race that stuck out to you?
No, it was
No.
quite boring, wasn't it? Like I wasn't really anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, but like regardless of that, I think you didn't pick yourself up a track limit penalty, and to push that kind of pace for 32 laps of Imola with no penalty is pretty impressive to play with. So congratulations to you on that as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Josh. Jono, what a start to that race. You Campbell and Angelo tonight. Just working with each other, trying to pull that gap on P4. Great start from everyone in Division 1 tonight. Everyone, no incidents really. Yeah, someone, I think
Yep.
Zosk had a spin at the back, but everyone clean through into turn one. We thought that we would see a little bit of carnage, a bit of drama, but no, we obviously put trust in you guys, and looked like you had some serious pace out there to start off with against Campbell and Angelo. And to be honest with you, two drivers that you want to be racing against. Angelo, don't know too much about, but we do know he is from PSGL and he's got some serious pace. And you also know the defending champion of Campbell, what he can do on his day is phenomenal. So how did you find it in the position you were? Because we've spoken a lot about this three-way reign supreme, which got announced tonight. You had a little bit of a sneak peek before the stream early on in the podcast, which was great. A little bit of pressure on that as well to put along with the race, or just fully concentrate in getting to the top three and scoring points and finishing ahead of Gully and Chandler's? What was the plan?
It's just mainly picking the right battles because I knew Campbell and the other dude, they were too fast for me. So I kind of gave up almost, kind of like for the win and or second place because it just wasn't my battle. And plus, I'm in the championship anyways, so it's good to just choose the right battles to play. So I don't get track limits, don't get damage, don't get all this and that. So yeah, mainly tonight's race, because I knew they'd be fast, so I was just kind of chilling in P3. So I was happy with it, to be honest.
Well, you stayed with them for a long period of time. Did the tyres just go off? Did you go in too early? Obviously, they were on very, very fresh tyres. We see you pulling the gap. It was a 2.5-second gap to both of them, but they pulled that in very, very quickly. So the undercut did work for a period of time, but not probably as long as you probably wanted it to.
No, yeah, it was kind of the right time to come in because, as I said before, I was about to lose DRS anyways, so I kind of just came in and just did my own thing, I guess. And I knew they would come past like really fast, so I kind of just let them go and have their battle.
Yeah, well, and you did a great job. All right, we'll touch base on the championship. It is coming to the closing stages. There's 2 races to go. I've got my maths teacher in here who's going to add some numbers up. Obviously,
Oh, jeez. No pressure.
no pressure. You'll be fine. Obviously, Chandler's does not seem to go away, which is the problem at the moment for probably you and Gully. Gully obviously did not have the best of night at all, so he's dropped. You've pulled in 3 points on him now. You are only 3 points behind him, but you are 39 points behind Chandler's with 2 races. Now, we've seen some crazy things in F1, I'll tell you that right now. Baku is up next, and we've got a sprint at Silverstone.
Yeah.
How do you feel that? How do you feel going into the last 2?
It's slipping away a little bit, but
It's
honestly, I'm just
close.
I'm gonna
It's
try
tight.
my best.
It's at 39
Yeah,
points. Is
I'm
it
gonna.
34 in a sprint? It's 8 and 25, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've got a total of 58 points available for P1 across the next couple of races, with a gap of 32 points. So, pressure's on there for you, Jono, to try and outscore Chandler's. Today, obviously, we'll play into that a little bit and
Yep.
reduce that gap for you. But yeah, the pressure's on there, mate.
59
It is.
points, and you got 39 behind. If Chandler's DNFs,
It's doable.
if Chandler's DNFs in Baku, it is all on.
Yeah, just as long as Campbell doesn't race, then I'm fine. Then I'm fine. I can get some
Oh,
points.
he'll want a week off. He'll want a week off. He won't race. He'll want a week off because he'll be playing 25. No, it's been a fantastic battle. It has been fantastic. You've been fantastic as well. I can't wait to see what you can do in F125. I can't wait to have you back on the grid. You've been an absolute pleasure to watch every week since joining Rush as well. And this battle between you and Gully and Chandler's is fantastic. We saw the battle last season with Finns and Campbell, and Campbell's just unfortunately just ran away with the end. The guy is just on another level. And when we get in drivers like yourself and Angelo and there's others like Chandler's, like Niall, it really gives you competition. And then as soon as we have a bit of a dip, you start to see it, you start to feel it, so it's really good to get the consistency. And I'm buzzing for Baku. I hate the track. It's never had any history it's not had the best of histories with Rush. Going into that for round 17 is a big track, and then finishing up at Silverstone. 2 tracks that you're feeling pretty confident about. Like, how do you feel in yourself around them?
Well, wait, what was the last track? Silverstone? Yeah, that's my worst track. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Yeah, and Baku, it's easy to make an easy mistake. You can do your wheel 1 degree off and hit castle section. So it's going to be interesting to, I don't know, just keep your head down and just concentrate, lock in 110%.
Well, Gully's 36 points behind him as well, and I don't think we're going to see any penalties tonight. Really, I don't think there was anything that I saw. I think this might be a completely clean week. We'll have to wait and see if there is any penalties come through any steward reports. But no, going to be really interesting to see. 2 races to go. We'll update the reigning supreme graphic for next week. But no, congratulations, and I think you just know what you need to do. You need to qualify at the top. And try and stay ahead of your 2 nemesis of Gully and Chandler's.
Exactly. It's just making the right decisions. Yeah.
And we will. And one more thing to let everyone know, we will be talking to Jono on Tuesday night on a live podcast as well. So if you want to hear more from him, you'll hear more from him on Tuesday. Jono, mate, enjoy the Imola Grand Prix for the real F1. Congratulations on P3 and have a great week.
Thank you very much. You too. Have a good night.
Right. we'll touch base on Angelo very, very quickly. He's not here, which is a bit of a shame. Great night for him on a debut. A driver that would be great addition to the league. Had some serious pace, Josh, battling there with the front three tonight with Campbell and Jono. And just be kicking himself for that 3-second penalty in the end.
Absolutely. I mean, as we said on stream, as these guys crossed the line, he actually managed to pick Campbell to the line. So ultimately, those that one too many track extensions cost him a win on debut. But regardless of that, absolutely fantastic result for him. He can be absolutely stoked with that. And like you said, it's good to see someone with both the skill and the pace to push Campbell to his absolute limit around Imola. And yeah, we'd love to see him back here in Rush next week to spice things up at the front end of our top division.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely put some pressure on this nice little battle that they formed tonight between him and Campbell. Okay, all right. Well, talking of the man that's taken two off on the bounce now. Last week, I'm trying to remember where last week was. Where was last week? Oh God, I should know. Where was last week? Please. What's going on? Monza. There we go.
Monza.
Yeah,
yes.
that's it. Monza. Monza last week. Oh, 2 Italy tracks in a row. Look at that. Monza last week, and this week takes Imola. Over to you, Josh, to Campbell Adams.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Campbell. Another win, two in a row. You must be feeling pretty happy with that.
Yeah, feeling good.
Yeah, excellent. My first question is, can you be stopped? Is there anyone fast enough to take you down in these rush races at the moment?
Oh yeah, for sure. Angelo proved tonight. I mean, I know him very well from PSGL. He's the PSGL F2 champion, and he's going to be in F1 racing with the likes of Jan Otmir. So he's actually faster than me. So
wow,
he's another level. Yeah, he 100%. If he didn't have that penalty, he would have. We would have had I would have been a lot more defensive in my battles. I probably wouldn't have been so kind to him in those last two corners. But no, it was really good racing him. I know him well, so no, it was good.
Yeah, cool. So, I mean, I did take a sneak peek through our race director whilst we were still racing, and I noticed that you're on two penalties. Or two warnings, I should say. Did those warnings, first of all, A, change your driving style, and then B, change how you approached the battle with Angelo?
Yeah, for sure. I got them pretty early on as well. I think it was in the first stint. So, had to basically change the way I drove. I wasn't able to push 100%. I knew Angelo only had one when we boxed, so he got two obviously pretty quickly. Once I saw him get the pen, I knew he'd still battle for the win. It's all you still want to be first across the line.
Absolutely.
So when I saw that, I was just got to keep it clean. I was very kind to track limits. He was able to gap me a little bit, but I knew I'd be able to stay in that DRS and also not get that penalty, which was the most crucial part. And then last lap was really good. I went for a massive send at turn one, and
You did.
it was probably very unnecessary to do, but just thought, why not?
Well, you kept us on our
racing.
toes, absolutely, with that
Exactly.
send in there. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good racing, and it's always like that with him. He's hard but fair. But yeah, last two corners, I was like, either I force, I don't force him off, but I race him harder, or I just let him have it. Let him get an ego boost. No, I'm kidding. No, let him have it, and then he can have that, and I'll take the win because of the penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. And that actually brings me to my follow-up question: is when you race against guys that are this rapid, and that you've admitted to yourself that you're quite good mates with him, or you know him quite well, does that change how you approach them in a race? Does it make you want to race them harder and push them that little bit extra, or because you know each other's racing style and defending styles, does that change how you approach a battle like that?
I would say everyone you race, you always race a little bit differently. You know their strengths and weaknesses. With Angelo, I know him very well, but I know he's very aggressive. He won't let you have it easily. He will leave you space, but he'll also almost get you off, or you might have to do avoiding action. So I knew it was going to be very hard to race him and to overtake him. So going on to the last lap, I was like, I've sat behind him for the last 3 laps. I'm sick of it. Let's make this a battle. So that turn 1 move was it was good, but it was very unnecessary. So luckily, nothing happened.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, like I said, though, you kept us on our toes that entire lap. My eyes were glued to the battle right throughout, right up until you crossed the line. We actually thought you took took the win across the line on track, and then I looked at the time, and you'd actually lost 24 thousandths of a second. So
Yep.
yeah, very, very lucky that he managed to snag himself that 3-second track limit with Benner, and but yeah, just absolutely fantastic race tonight, mate. Really good to see you sort of back on the grid more regularly, and hope to see you out there for the last couple of races as we wrap up season 8 at Rush.
Yep, no worries. Appreciate it, mate.
Thank you, Josh. Campbell. Well, I know how good you are. We know that from last season. Bit of a different to last season. A lot more probably drivers that are get in your way and can cause you problems. We saw earlier on, it took him 9 laps to get into P1. Give us a bit of a take on that, because, Angelo really did, hold his line in that turn 1 area. And it took a little bit of time to get past. So take us through that first 8 laps of what the strategy was. I don't know if you were just trying to stay behind. I know you two did go side by side. We saw in lap 2, I think it was, or lap 2 and 3, you were going side by side, which was great to see very early on. And then we also saw Jono in the wings as well, and he actually made an overtake on you as well. So yeah, give us a bit of an insight into that first 8 laps.
Obviously Angelo was just trying to hold me back in those first 9 laps. Obviously he's keeping a measured distance to Jono so that he could use all his battery and then still stay behind, and then I wouldn't be able to overtake. It's just a PSGL strat, or just a high level league racing strategy where you keep that distance, but you can just deploy everything so you can't be overtaken. So yeah, those first 9 laps, just being stuck in third was not fun. I was trying to get him, but with a little bit of lag as well, it's just not ideal. But no, it was fine. I knew the time would come, and once we got through, we stretched a little gap to Jono, and then I think we were just about to get him out of that DRS, and then he boxed, and then got a really good undercut on us, and then I had that 2 warning, so I just let Angelo lead for the rest of the first stint because I didn't want to have to push at the end, and then but it was good.
Yeah, and then obviously the next topic was talking about the pit strategy. Excuse me. You decided to go quite long. I think we saw some of the guys coming in lap 12 and 13, and I think you guys went in on lap 17, 18. Did you know the mediums could go the distance here at Imola? Because we saw, I think Chana's tried to go for a bit of an undercut. It did work. He actually pulled in a second, but he didn't really make a position up. And Jono actually undercut both of you and made 2.5 seconds. So what was the strategy going longer?
I actually think Jono pulled out 3 seconds to us, but
was it 3 or 2?
Yeah,
sorry.
I think it was about 3 when we came out. So no, his undercut was mega, and he was very quick tonight as well. So, but no, the strategy was always to go a little bit longer than because I think it was very clear that Jono maybe used his tires a bit more because he led the first 9 laps, so he had to pull us all along, use his tires, and then once we got through, it was clear that he was struggling, maybe overheating or something. But once he pitted, I kind of made the choice that I was going to go a bit longer, get a bit of a tire offset, and that way. Because I knew me and Angelo were working together, I felt like if we had to catch up to Jono, we'd be able to brake because we had the fresher tyres. But yeah, it worked out. It worked out well, and then Angelo got that pen, which was a bonus.
Yeah, you seem to pull the gap quite significantly when obviously Jono was on the older tyres and you were on the fresher tyres as well. Going back from the start, what was the qualifying like? We saw the conditions did not look interesting, and most of the guys that tuned in tonight, the audience, they had your back, mate. They voted for you. But unfortunately, they didn't win. Angelo took pole position, but qualifying didn't look confident out there for yourself. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. It looked a little bit, uneven. The conditions, maybe the track warnings or the track itself. How did you feel in quali in Q1, Q2, and Q3 tonight?
Q1, I was very strong. I think I was fastest by 0.3 or so in the dry. So, no, Q1 in the dry, I was very confident. And then when it was raining, in Q2, I was still fine. Like I think I was fastest again. But yeah, Q3 it got to it was drying up so quickly, and whoever was last across the line, I think Angelo was the last to cross the line. So he was always going to have probably a 3 or 4 tenth, maybe not quite that much, but a decent advantage on me as I was a fair bit up the road. So yeah, that's probably what cost me. I mean, my lap itself wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. There were definitely a few mistakes, but no, it was. I'm not too disheartened by the fact I'm being outqualified by someone as good as Angelo.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, he is a talent, and we hope to try and hold someone on like that and going into F125. 2 races left, Campbell. You've only joined us for a short period of time. It's been a strange season. You haven't been with us for the most of it. You being with us for the remainder, which is great to see. We've got Azerbaijan coming up next, and the last one is Silverstone. How are you feeling for both of those tracks, and are you going to get in the way of this championship fight?
If it comes down to it, I don't. It's difficult because I obviously know Mercedes are in an overalls fight, so I've got to do the best I can for them. But yeah,
unless another
ideally,
team picks you, unless another team picks you.
Well, yes, true, but
David will be on
yeah,
it like speed dial.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't like the idea of messing with a championship when it should just be between the. I think it's just the 3 drivers that can do it. So, if it comes down to it, obviously, yeah, I'll have to maybe throw a bit of a curveball in there. But I will see what happens. I might be nowhere in Baku or Silverstone, so we'll see what happens.
Are they too strong tracks for you? But basically, every 25 tracks for you, isn't it? Really?
I don't know. Baku's I don't think I've done a league. Oh, I might have. No, I rushed it last season. So, I've done 1 league race at Baku. Wow. I definitely don't enjoy the track. I don't know what my pace is like there, but I definitely do not. I'm not fond of it. But Silverstone is probably top 5 tracks for me. So, especially in race, that's my strongest track. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, and everyone's probably thinking of why you all picked Imola. Well, you guys did pick it. Also, another thing for you as well.
Oh, I definitely did not pick Imola.
Well, all of the Division 1 drivers did vote on it, actually. So I'm going to have to go back and see if your vote was there.
I might have been drunk.
Also, you've been doing other things as well in the background, which is great. We just want to say as well from us as well, congratulations on your dominant performance in the OFI. I think it was 2 days ago or a day ago. Obviously looking very, very strong there. What's the plans for Campbell Adams going into F125? Are we going to see more of you again? Are you going? I know you're in PSGL. I know you're concentrating on that. Like, what's the plan for Campbell Adams? Because we've never seen someone win back-to-back championships in Rush, by the way. Just to let you know. So yeah, what's the plan? It's never happened, mate. Same with the overalls. No one has ever won back-to-back.
I might have to change that. No, I'm kidding. I'll see what happens. But
I'm not paying you.
definitely, yeah, as you said, definitely, as you said, continuing with PSGL, probably not WR, just another one that I don't, just not necessary. But I'll definitely continue in the in a few OCE leagues like Rush. So I'll definitely do at least a season with you guys next game. Hoping all goes well. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, my plan is to make it even better, make it higher up.
Yep.
In the pecking order. Do a few team events with PGR. So a bit's already been planned out. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. Yep, and congratulations on your new Discord as well and your velocity setups. I hope that all goes well with you. Feel free if you want to check it out.
Yeah, thank you.
Check out Velocity Setups on TikTok, Discord. Feel free to jump on the Discord. Campbell and Pro Ultra run all them all. So yeah, if you need any help and assistance, that's the man to contact. Campbell, mate, it's always a pleasure to talk to you in the comms box. It's always a pleasure to talk to you on the podium. Obviously, it'd be great to see you back for 25. It'd be great to have some serious competition, even more competition, and getting some of those other drivers that have started to come back for 25, and obviously the likes of Angelo and obviously Lefty, and we know obviously there's so many to name. But no, there's 2 races left. And we'll have to wait and see if you're going to get in the way of this championship, or will you win the next 2? That'll be the question that probably is on everyone's lips at the moment. But no, congratulations again. A fantastic night in Imola, I've got to say. No safety cars, clean racing, which we love to see. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the Imola Grand Prix, the real F1. And hopefully we'll see you next week in Baku.
Thanks, mate. You too.
All right, Josh, that is it, mate. What a night. What a great race. I'm not a massive fan of Imola. I'm really not, due to the track limits, but a really, really good race. No safety cars. No one even voted, actually. So that was even the funniest thing about it. No one even voted for a safety car. We'll just do that prediction now. But no, a really, really good race. A really nice battle between the front 3 and in the midfield and at the back. And some surprises tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It was a scintillating race, scintillating night. Top 3 were just in a league of their own, with the rest just being the placemakers, unfortunately. But really good, really good results for those for most drivers out. Surprised us all with no safety car, but it's always nice when we get those tracks and those races where they just don't come out. So. Yep, I guess now we close the books with Imola on F1 24, as I don't believe any of the other divisions are visiting there the back end of this season.
Nope.
And we hope and pray that EA have fixed the track, but made it a little bit more enjoyable, because I actually really do love the track. I love the layout. It's challenging. It's technical. And there's a lot of opportunity for strategy there. It's just those track limits. So fingers crossed next year's game, or this year's game, whatever you want to call it, the next game that we're racing has fixed those little minor bugs, because it makes a massive impact and to the enjoyability of the game. So yeah, all eyes forward now as we look into Silverstone and Baku for Div 1 and Suzuka for Divs 2 through 6.
Yeah, no, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. I hope you've really enjoyed it. The battle still commences with the top 3. Gully, Jono and Chandler's. And just a bit of a recap just to let you know how that battle is going to form. We will update that graphic and we will be putting that in for next week. And I'm just going to put it up here now. So pending on penalties at the moment, Chandler's is leading the way with 232 points. Alpha Gully, 196. Not the best of nights tonight, but he'll definitely want to be coming back for redemption. I'm sure he will. And Jono, a great night for him, pulling in that gap to get Alpha Gully by 3 points of 193. So Jono, 39 points behind Chandler's. Gully 36 points. The pressure is on the man at the top. He has all the pressure, and he's got 2 races to knock it out of the park. And all he needs to do really is just finish in the top 5, and he's won, basically. If he DNFs, well, then there's going to be big conversations going into the fight. Imagine if he DNFs in Baku and it goes to the final race.
Oh, that would be big.
Oh,
that would be big.
That would be
it just brings back vibes of F1 21 in real life. So we'll see. We will see.
It brings back a title on the final race of the season. It's so much pressure. Just don't you love it? Anyway, thank you very much, Josh. As always, don't see you in the comments box much, but when you have jumped in, do a fantastic job, mate. So really appreciate it. And if you want to see this man race, he's on Wednesday night. Will he go back to back in Japan and take out the win there? We'll have to wait and see. He's on great form lately, and it was such a shame. It was a shit of a shame. I'm going to swear here. It's a shit of a shame that I had a power cut and I could not interview him. So, so I've sort of given him a bit of a half an interview tonight. So, congratulations last week. It's massive to win a race in league racing, and it's not easy, as you know.
No, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. A couple of things went my way last week, and I was just able to make the most of it. So, if an opportunity's there, I'm not going to be one to pass it up. But hopefully that's opened the floodgates for me, and I can start to press the podium and maybe even some more dubs. We will see. Time will tell.
Yep, and give you a bit of a heads up. He's now the 9th winner in Division 3. So that just tells you how difficult it is to win a championship. Big up to all of our followers tonight. XRS, Brewdog, The City, Welsh Benjamin, thank you very much. Also, if you want to jump on board, get them on all of our socials. Big up to our big main sponsor, AI369. Feel free to check them out in the comments. Feel free to check out Pagmian and also SimLab. If you want any sim racing gear, feel free. They've got big sales on at the moment on their pedals, on their wheels, on their cockpits, on everything. So feel free, jump on board. And if you are a New Zealand only person like me in New Zealand, then feel free to jump on board Speed Nation and we'll give you the code there as well. And if you want to get amongst it, like a few of these guys did tonight, feel free to jump on board the Discord. We're all getting ready for F125. There is a plan in place. We will be allowing out more information in the closing stages of, I would say, Division 1, but we'll have to wait and see as Division 2 to Division 6 is still going. They'll go a little bit later on as they have 2 extra races than Division 1 and also the mystery. Feel free to check out on our Discord, also our Twitch, also our YouTube. Please get amongst our YouTube. Our followership is great on Twitch, but it's not so good on YouTube. So please get amongst it because that's where all the highlights go. They are on Twitch for a period of 6 days, I think, or 7 days, and then they get removed completely, forgone forever. You'll never see them again unless you go on YouTube. So if you do want to check back how you're going on this turn or this corner or this track, then feel free to jump on board YouTube. Feel free to check all of our content out on TikTok and also other socials of Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And as always, thank you very much for tuning in. And like Josh says, we are now done and dusted with Imola. And Division 1 have 2 races left. That is Baku and a sprint weekend at Silverstone. And another follower, thank you very much there, CWR Jack01. Thank you very much. So we're done and dusted with Division 1. We're back up tomorrow night with Division 2 and Division 4, kicking off at Suzuka, Konnichiwa, Japan. And then we have Division 5 on the Monday. I'm absolutely dreading that because I will be racing. And then Division 6 on the Tuesday. And then Division 3 on the Wednesday. So plenty more action. And also you've got Imola as well tonight. The qualifying is on in the next... I think it's on in about 5 minutes. So you do not want to miss that. And then also the races on tomorrow night as well. So, a big week for Formula 1 and a big week for Imola as well this week. That's it. I will leave you a quote, as I always do. Campbell Adams is taking out 1 and number 2. But will he get in the way of this reigning championship battle of Supreme with Gully, Jono, and Chalmers? We'll find out in Baku. Good night.